Sports Talker Nation. It is once again your host, the G-Man, and I am back with the second installment of the 2015 NFL Year in Review. Today we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns, who have the second pick in the 2016 draft. They had the second pick, and it is very justified. This is a terrible organization. I'm a Philadelphia fan. The Philadelphia sports scene is brutal right now. One of our calling cards is, at least we're not Cleveland. I don't even know where to begin. Mike Pettine is kind of a local guy, actually coached at a high school here, a dominant high school here. And I think he got a raw deal out there in Cleveland because I just don't think for years they have known what in the hell they are doing. So let's start with what went bad. And I have to be honest with you and say that is going to take a hell of a lot longer to go through than the what went well. What went wrong? Everything. Outside of Joe Hayden and Joe Thomas, the offensive tackle and the defensive back, everything else on this team really needs to be upgraded. On offense, they continue to have a complete revolving door at quarterback. Quarterbacks are absolutely brutal. Everyone knew Johnny Manziel was an issue coming in, except for the owner of the Cleveland Browns. Johnny Manziel has proven every single person right about what a jackass he is. All this, he has a problem, and I feel sorry for him. I hope he gets help. There comes a point when it's no longer a problem, and you're just an asshole. And Manziel has passed that threshold. I cannot believe people will still give him a chance. He is little. He has proven he can't play, and he doesn't care about his teammates or his playbook. That's a lot of reasons not to bring that guy back. That said, Dallas will probably give him a shot because Jerry Jones is an asshole in ownership. But I digress. So that went wrong. Their receiving core, again, absolutely brutal. They did have Benjamin, who wound up having an excellent year. He's a great speed threat, but I really do think that's all he is a speed threat. Josh Gordon being banned again because the guy can't stop drinking. Again, this doesn't happen with other organizations as frequently as it happens here. If they can just get him back, he has applied for reinstatement. That would make a huge difference. The running game, I think, has some hope, but it was very hard to see because they were often trailing. They didn't have a consistency. They didn't give it to one guy. They tried to break it up, and you couldn't know from week to week whether it was going to be Duke Johnson or Isaiah Crowell. They're all over the map, and they really need to get stable. Even if they're going to be bad for a couple years in a row, they need to stabilize themselves and just accept being bad and build it from the bottom up. So the receiving core is brutal. Running backs are okay. The offensive line should be better than it is, but again, I think a lot of that is scheme. Poor Joe Thomas, they mentioned that he wanted to be traded. I would want to be traded too. He's wasting the prime of his career with just an absolutely brutal team. Their special teams is not very good. On defense, they have a lot of high-level talent. Joe Hayden, I think, is one of the best 5 D-backs in the game when he's healthy. Unfortunately, he wasn't healthy a lot this year. I think a part of that is also why am I going to kill myself for a team like this? Other guys in the defensive backfield really need to be upgraded. They've spent some money. They've really tried every possible avenue to get better. They just don't know what they're doing. Moving forward, it looks like they may have, I can't say they've turned a corner because until Cleveland stops being Cleveland, I'll never agree to that. But I do love Hugh Jackson as a hire. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he will get the most out of that offense. I think Manziel is an absolute afterthought. Even before his latest punching his girlfriend in the face issue, I think he was absolutely going to be gone when Hugh Jackson came in. I think he'll revitalize that offense. He'll turn them into a Bengals-like offense that has a couple good running backs and a mix of receivers and up-tempo. On defense, hopefully they can pick up a pass rusher or two. Once again, they're in the top 3 of the draft. Do they need to take that quarterback? I'm not as sold on the Jared Goffs of the world as other people are. But if they believe one of those guys is their guy, they should absolutely take him or maybe trade back to get back into the first round from the early second-round pick. They need to do something to stabilize that all-important position. But right now, they're just an absolute mess of a team. I actually hope for their sake that they can turn it around so that the Cavaliers aren't their only hope for a championship moving forward. So there's your review of the moribund Cleveland Browns franchise. This is the G-Man, and I am out.